Oh, God. Oh, perfect timing. I'd hoped they'd hatch before I had to go to the boat.
I have had a specific love-hate relationship, mostly hate, between me and this thing called a lab coat.
I want to take it back to when you first booked this role in the first film.
It's a velociraptor.
At that point, you were already a Tony-winning actor. You had done a lot. I wonder if you could tell me a little bit about how this role came into your life.
The door had opened after I did my first Broadway show, and this is one of those opportunities that came as a result. And I read the book and I was thrilled that this character had been written. It was an Asian American character, and that they were going to give the part to an Asian American actor, which was not always something that happens. And then I got the offer for the part, and I was great. And then I was booked for one day on the movie. And I thought, something's not right about this, because this is a magnificent part. And so I said, well, it's just because they didn't care about him. And I was really sad about it. I was really very frustrated about it. And then Colin Trevorrow called me and said, they're making a trilogy of Jurassic World. Would you consider playing the part again?
Everything must be accounted for. I want all backup generators online.
Who is Henry Wu to you?
He started out as in the first film as a very idealistic guy who represented the whole genetic team. He's kind of a little almost smug.
We control their chromosomes. It's really not that difficult.
And he's not seeing at all what is to come around the corner. Fast forward to years and years later, we revisit him on 3 different occasions, and he evolves further.
Do you understand the complexity of creating an entirely new life form?
I know, but I understand the complexity of paying for it, okay?
He gets beaten down by the system. He finds himself incredibly trapped by the commerciality and greed. And people love to say that he's evil, and that hurts my heart, actually. I find him rather noble.
Yes, I love that you say that, because in Jurassic World, you have this great monologue.
Bigger, scarier, cooler, I believe is the word that you used in your memo. You cannot have an animal with exaggerated predator features without the corresponding behavioral traits. What you're doing here.
It's such a wonderful moment of just like, this is what you asked for.
He's going to put it on me, and I'm going to have to try to reckon with the fact that he's putting it on me.
Nothing in Jurassic World is natural. We have always filled gaps in the genome with the DNA of other animals. And if their genetic code was pure, many of them would look quite different. But you didn't ask for reality. You asked for more teeth.
I never asked for a monster.
Monster is a relative term. To a canary, a cat is a monster. We're just used to being the cat.
I think the whole franchise is actually about consequences. And then we're left with the conflict of consequences and what does that mean to us? The Jeff Goldblum character, Dr. Malcolm, is brilliant at calling us out on consequences and calling us out on bringing this upon itself.
Gee, the lack of humility before nature that's being displayed here staggers me.
From that first movie to Jurassic World, with Dr. Wu specifically, he has quite, I can't think of a better phrase for it other than like glow up between like the first movie and Jurassic World. He's got a cooler jacket, the hair, it's all just, he looks amazing. Were you part of that at all? Did you have any opinion on how he should be presenting himself?
What I wear is always a big deal to me, and I care a great deal about it, and I really like to get into it. And that is because I've played so many doctors, and it's not for great reasons, because representation for actors like me is really limited. And so I've played a lot of doctors, and it becomes a kind of a joke that you go on the first day of playing a doctor to your costume fitting, and you just dread the idea that there will be a lab coat on the rack. So Daniel Orlandi, who was the costume designer for Jurassic World, he was really friendly and wonderful to me and supportive, and what were my ideas, and I thought, well, it would be really great to not just have a regular old government issue, store-bought lab coat. And then also allowed me, in certain scenes, to not wear the lab coat at all. But it is a big deal to me, actually.
Do you have a favorite dinosaur?
I'm very fond of Blue.
Blue! Blue!
I've done a lot of cameos with Jurassic World fans who want video messages from me, often for parents that want to give their kids a message from Dr. Wu. And I find myself talking about Blue a lot. I've grown through talking about Blue to these younger people, and their wide-eyed affection for Blue, and the way they relate to Blue, right? They relate to Blue as this small, vulnerable person who's out in the forest, and are they going to find their way okay? Is somebody going to protect them? They see themselves through Blue. That the child can invest in the dinosaurs' well-being and relate to them and root for them in a way that's really very special and different from your average kind of predator monster kind of movie. I'm getting kind of emotional about it.
This video is presented by the first ever Toyota Corolla Cross.